Welcome to AVP's Orville Chats. My name is AVP. Stay tuned for today's episode. Episode 5. Memorable cast and even amazing guest stars. Hi guys, this is AVP back with another Orville Chats podcast episode. In today's episode, I will be discussing about the many iconic episode guests that have appeared on the series, and as well as some iconic directors that have appeared as directors on the series. Now, here's the thing. On the Orville series, we are introduced to many iconic actors who may or may not be like their real life character, but some of them have little twinges of those characters in them. But while we have some very amazing cast members, we also have some very iconic guest stars that have appeared on the show. Here's the thing. In the 2 years that we've had so far, we've had many guest stars on the show. And today's episode, I will be discussing just a small little sample of that. Here are some of the guest stars that have appeared on there. We've had Victor Garborough, who I've mentioned at least twice so far on this podcast. And he's played the Admiral Halsey. We've also had Charlize Theron, who is Priya Levesque. We've had Rob Lowe, who plays Derulio, the one that was responsible for all the cheating scandal between Ed and Kelly. We've also had Patrick Warburton. He is the trunk-like creature named Tharl. We also have Jason Alexander, who is the bartender on the Orville bar. We also have Robert Picardo, who is Alara's father. We have Marina Sirtis, who is the school teacher after Kelly's ex-boyfriend left. We've had Tim Russ, who was the scientist who gave the explanation that was in the time capsule for the different items that were in there. We've had John Billingsley, who appeared alongside Robert Picardo in the episode Home, where we were introduced to him and his villainous ways. We also got introduced to Norm Macdonald, who is the amazing, wonderful, gelatinous, blob-like creature Yaphet. And we've only seen him on screen once in person, what he looks like, but most of the time we just hear the blob talking, and that is Norm Macdonald. We have also been introduced to Leighton Meester, who is Laura. We were introduced to Holland Taylor. We've also been introduced to Liam Nielsen, who is the scientist who is the one that is responsible for the bioship in the episode If All the Stars Should Appear. And we've even had Bruce Willis. That's right, Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is actually a talking flower in the Orville series. So it's almost becoming a guessing game who's going to appear next on the series. While we have these amazing actors who have appeared on screen, we've also had some amazing actors who have directed some episodes as well. We know about John Cesar, and we've also know about Seth MacFarlane's directing, but we also have Jonathan Frakes. That's right, Jonathan Frakes, the actor who is mostly known for playing Will Riker on the Star Trek Next Generation series, and also some of the Star Trek films. So for him to appear as a director is a pretty cool treat. We've even had Robert Duncan McNeil. Now, for some of you may not know this, but Robert Duncan McNeil is mostly known for playing the part of Tom Paris in the Star Trek series, Star Trek Voyager, and he also directs. So that's kind of cool to have both Star Trek alumni, so to speak, directing some well-known Orville episodes. So that's kind of a nice special treat. This goes to show me that these people have a huge respect for our series creator, Seth MacFarlane, and also a huge love and respect for us and the fan community to say, you know what, let's keep our fans guessing on what we're going to do next in our acting repertoire. Because like I said, some of these actors are mostly known for acting, but some of them are also known for their directing. So that's kind of cool to find out who's going to appear next on the show. Now, we've had some fan campaigns over the years to get Corin Nemec to appear on the show. Now, Corin Nemec, in case you guys didn't know, was in the Stargate SG-1 series. Corin took over the part of Michael Shanks' character of Daniel Jackson when Michael Shanks left the series temporarily to start raising his family, and so Corin stepped in and started playing the character of Jonas Quinn. And we had a mini campaign going on. I myself included was campaigning to get Corin onto the Orville series. So far, there has not been any success with that. But here's hoping that maybe one day we will see Corin on the Orville series. We never know. So we haven't had Corin. We've even tried to suggest, which I spoke to Brooke Noska when I did an interview with her. She and I suggested maybe we can get Betty White on the series. Now, Betty White obviously is not really known for her science fiction acting, but the thing is to get her on the show because she is literally one of the last living legends out there. But to have her on the show, that would be a really, really special treat. Because I'm sure she has so many stories to tell about her game show days, her shows with the people that she did Golden Girls with, the people that she did Mary Tyler Moore. And so, like I said, Betty White would definitely be a great, nice fit to the series. There's many other people that we've suggested over the years. Some of us have suggested William Shatner. Now, we've made jokes saying, hey, what about William Shatner as Avis? What about William Shatner as one of the admirals? What about William Shatner being one of the people that helped create people like Isaac? Like I said, the universe is literally a limit, so we never know who's going to be on there next. I mean, who knows? Maybe William Shatner will appear on the series. Also, it'd be really kind of cool to get some other science fiction alumni. There's many, many people out there. There's Kyle MacLachlan, who is from the Dune movie. There's also Dirk Benedict, who is the original star Buck from the Battlestar Galactica series, and also briefly in the Galactica 1980 series. I mean, there's so many people that we could put on there. I mean, some people, sadly, obviously, we cannot put on there because they are no longer with us. But the people that we do have, I think we should make the most of every opportunity that we have with these actors and actresses, and even some of these iconic directors that are willing to lend their series contributions. I mean, Steven Spielberg is mostly known for his movie directing and stuff like that, but in case you guys didn't know, Steven Spielberg did give some contributions to a television series a long, long time ago, like Dinosaurs. He did it with Amazing Stories. But if we can get his contributions maybe on Orville, that'd be a really great idea too. But like I said, the universe is literally our limit on so many people that we could put on there. I mean, there's so much we could put on there. There's so many ways we could put these characters. I mean, we could put them as an alien, like Bruce Willis was a talking flower. I mean, most of us think of Bruce Willis as being an acting star, and some of us know that he has done on the small screen a long time ago, where he was on the television show Moonlighting, and that went over fairly well. But the thing is, he's not really known for his television acting since then. So for us to get him on the small screen again, that was kind of interesting. And him being a talking flower, whoa, okay, was not expecting that. Or Charlize Theron. I mean, we have all seen her with Seth MacFarlane in A Million Ways to Die in the West, and most of us have seen other movies that she's done, and as far as I know, she has never appeared on the small screen. But for her to appear on the small screen as somewhat of a villain kind of culprit kind of character, that was kind of interesting, because it was kind of cool to see her on the small screen. Because I'm sure, including myself, when we see her on the small screen, our jaws literally drop and like, wow, that's Charlize Theron. I mean, like I said, there's so many actors that have appeared on the show, and it's like really, really cool. Like when I saw Tim Russ or Marina Sirtis or even Victor Garber, I've seen them in certain roles, and I know them for their particular characters that they've portrayed. But to see them on the small screen again, and in a role that's mind-blowing, it's just wow. It's crazy to see how they are on the show, because it's like they immediately fit into the Orville universe. They immediately fit in with the cast and crew, and it immediately feels like they've always been there, and now it's like, okay, where can we put them next? And so I think that's the thing that's so special about the Orville universe, that while our cast and crew is memorable, yes, but we get memorable guest stars, memorable even guest directors. I mean, Jonathan Frakes, I grew up watching, mostly seeing him on the small screen as Riker, and I saw him in a few other things here and there, and I had forgotten that he does direct it now. And I'd forgotten about Robert Duncan McNeil. I mean, I remember him as Tom Paris in the Star Trek Voyager series. And I remember hearing that he didn't stay with directing per se on Star Trek after a while. To find that he has expanded his horizons to where he just directs mostly, it's kind of cool. Same thing with Robert Picardo. I've seen many characters of his that I really didn't like too well, but then each time he does a new role, it's another thing to add on to his resume and another thing that I've seen him in. I'll give you an example of what I mean. When I first saw Robert Picardo was probably in, I think it was, if I remember correctly, Tales from the Crypt. And then I later saw him in Smallville, I saw him in Stargate, I saw him in Stargate Atlantis, and then I saw him now on Orville, where he's playing the part of Alara's father. Like I said, some of these characters I like, some of them I don't like. And it's like really crazy to find out, he was in this, he was in that, and he's in this. So that's the thing that's so cool about the Orville series, is that you never know who's going to show up next on the screen. Like when I saw the person that played Ed's parents, I immediately recognized his mother somewhat. And then it dawned on me, where I had seen her before was in the television show 2.5 Men, where she had played Charlie's and Alan's mother. And to see her on Orville as Ed's mother is kind of crazy, to see her in a fresh new way. Kind of like the way Seth MacFarlane did on Family Guy, that it became a who's going to appear on the show. He has so many people appear on there, and I think this is no different with the Orville series, that people who have befriended Seth MacFarlane says, hey, I would love to be on your show. Yes, I'd be honored to play the part of an alien, or I'd be honored to direct an episode. Absolutely. Now, one question that I get asked quite a bit, because people know I am a huge Orville fan, and I am happy to answer this again. Would I want to appear on the show on screen, or would I want to be off screen? There's two answers I have to that. I would appear on screen, yes. But if the opportunity presented itself for me to be off screen, where I could lend my writing abilities, or if I could give consultant work, such as with my repertoire of all the science fiction knowledge that I have and know, I would happily do that. Either way, if I could just be on the show, just watching behind the scenes footage going on, I would be happy doing that. That's the thing that's so special about this Orville series, is many of us have come out of our bubbles where we stuck to one particular thing, and then we gradually start expanding ourselves, saying, you know what, I'd like to try this, I'd like to try that. I mean, you never know what you're going to do. Don't limit yourself to one particular thing and say, I would never do this. You never know. You may want to do on the show. Some of us that might be shy and very introverted, we might be willing to come out of our little bubbles and say, you know what, let me try this. Let me see something that I hadn't tried before. Here's another thing that you may not know. The thing about the Orville series that's really special, that stands out to me, not just the iconic actors and the iconic directors and stuff like that, is that some of these people that are on the show, they can add that to their resumes. My friend, who appears only as a background actor in the episode Majority Rule, he has not a speaking role, but the thing is, the fact that he is on the show, he can add that to his resume and say, you know what, I was in the Orville series. I didn't have a speaking part, no, but I was in the Orville series. So that's kind of cool to say, you know what, someone I personally know has appeared on the Orville series, besides the actors I love and admire. But to know someone I know personally in the real world and that I befriended actually appeared on the Orville series is really special in many ways. Hopefully one day I can invite him onto this podcast and you guys get to hear his stories and his adventures into the world of acting. But back to my topic about being an actor, being a director, and when they see their names in the credits, I'm sure it's really special for them to say, yeah, that's on my resume. I appeared in this, or I did this. Like I said, for me, when I see these people's names in the credits, or when I see them on the screen, it's really special to see them and wondering, have I seen any of their acting before? Have I seen any of their directing before? I mean, we've had so many people that are able to do these kinds of work, and we never know what they're going to do next. For example, LeVar Burton is an amazing actor, and many of us grew up watching him on the series Roots, and some of us saw him on Reading Rainbow. Some of us saw him in many other things. But if we get to see him on Orville, that would be a very special treat. Like I said, we never know what's going to happen on the series, and we never know who's going to show up, because it doesn't say that these kind of people can't show up, because you never know. We've had, like I said, we've had movie stars show up on the show. We've had science fiction alumni that have shown up on the show. We've had many people show up, and we just never know who's going to be next. Like I said, I think it's like becoming a guessing game to say, okay, who's going to show up next? Who's be our next director? Obviously, with season 3, things are going to be a little bit different, because from what I've been told, that it's going to be basically the main directors, but it's not going to be any guest directors. But hopefully, fingers crossed, if all goes well, maybe in season 4, if all goes well, we can hopefully have some more guest directors again. We never know. Like I said, the universe is literally our limit, and we never know who's going to show up on Orville and say, hey, I'm out here in the world, ready to find me. So yeah, that's the thing that's so special about this show, and I really am grateful for that they do these kind of things, that they keep us guessing. That way they're not stuck in one certain rut to say, okay, I can only do this. No, these people are willing to try new things, expand their horizons, so to speak. So that's the thing that's so cool. We never know who's gonna show up. Like I said, just keep your eyes and ears open, and just be patient. Let's just see who will show up next. Alright, so our next episode, I will give you guys a little teaser for episode 6, which, wow, oh my goodness. But the next episode is going to be talking about the music on the Orville series. And let's just say this, that the Orville music is absolutely gorgeous in so many ways. We've had so many different kinds of music that has appeared on the series. And it's everything from pop to jazz to even some unexpected ones. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode about the guest stars, the guest directors, and how they all fit into the Orville family, that they're all great in their own way, whether they're season regular, such as Seth MacFarlane and his crew, or if it's even a guest star such as Charlize Theron, Liam Neeson, Bruce Willis, Robert Picardo, or even some of these great directors such as Jonathan Frakes, Robert Duncan McNeil. Like I said, that's the thing that's so great about this show. We never know who's going to show up and how they're going to show up, because literally the universe is our limit. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you so much for listening. And thank you so much for your love and support with this, because I really do enjoy recording these for you guys and sharing my insight about what it's like and things that I've learned. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. This is your Orville sister, friend, and fan, and community team member, AVP, signing off until the next time. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and stay tuned for episode 6, which I will put out there as soon as I'm able to do so. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a good one. Until next time, this is AVP signing off. Be blessed. Bye.